मौत को चुनौती दे दुश्मन से वो भिड़ते हैं। दो जग में हुरों को आतंकियों के चिथड़े ही मिलते हैं। फौलादी जिस्म है, वीरता इनकी पहचान। आओ सुनाती हूँ कहानी कर्नल वसंत वेणुगोपाल की, जिनकी वीरता है बेमिसाल। Born on 25th March 1967 to Prafulla and N.K. Venugopal in Bangalore, Vasant Venugopal was the youngest of his two brothers. His father's work required the family to travel throughout the state of Karnataka. Vasant went to school in Udupi, Shimoga and Bangalore. While in college, he was the member of the National Cadet Corps, through which he participated in the Indo-China World Youth Exchange Program of 1986-87. After clearing the interview, Venugopal started training at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun in 1988. On 10th June 1988, he got commissioned into the 9th Battalion of the Maratha Light Infantry. In his military career spanning 18 years, he served in Pathankot, Sikkim, Gandhinagar, Ranchi, Bangalore and various other sectors of Jammu and Kashmir. On 28 October 2006, he took over as the commanding officer of the 9th Battalion, the Maratha Light Infantry, which was then posted in Uri, Jammu and Kashmir. In the May and June of 2007, Subhashini Vasant and the couple's two children, Rukmini and Yashoda, travelled to Kashmir to spend some time with Colonel Venugopal. When I went there, I was struck by the beauty of Kashmir, says Subhashini Vasant. But for him, it was only a battleground. Every gully, every nala, every peak, he saw them all in terms of where the terrorists would come from, where they would hide, and how they would try to escape. When his mother asked him if a colonel should participate in all of his operations conducted by his men, his reply was, "I go where my men go." An army spokesperson revealed how Colonel Venugopal would be at the heart of any operation at all times to supervise it. On 27 July 2007, Colonel Vasant Venugopal had met the then Defence Minister A.K. Anthony during the latter's visit to the Uri sector in Jammu and Kashmir. On 29 July, Colonel Vasant had got the intel of a group of terrorists trying to sneak in from the LOC. He, along with his team, set out to check the perimeter at the LOC. After travelling for the whole night and reaching on the location in the early wee hours of 30th July, the colonel got news of another encounter that broke out in another area. Upon hearing this new information, he immediately with his team set out for the new location. While travelling, Colonel Vasant had called his family for the last time that he will be busy for a few days due to an ongoing operation and not to worry if his mobile is not reachable. The contact was lost in the middle of a conversation that would remain incomplete for eternity. After reaching the location, Colonel saw that the encounter had already begun and his team was able to cordon off the terrorists hiding in a cave. On one side of the cave was the LOC and on another side there was a village. Colonel knew that his men were at a critical location where they could easily be spotted by terrorists which were holding an advantageous position. Colonel ordered one team to reach the mouth of the cave to stop them from going back across the LOC, and he himself, along with his operator, took position on the ridge to cut off the movement towards the village. The climb on the ridge was not easy. One wrong step could result in a dreaded fall of at least 20 meters down the steep ridge. After reaching the position, heavy firing started from both the sides that lasted till evening. In the night, there was pin-drop silence and the troops were on complete alert to check the movements of the terrorists. Fortunately, there was clear vision due to moonlit night. At the first light of 31st July, Colonel started to close in along with his team. A fierce gunfight started, during which one of the soldiers got injured and collapsed. Although not fatal, he was not able to carry on. A sudden stop in firing from both the sides was checked by Colonel's operator Shashikant to see what the terrorists are up to. The second he stood up, he got hit in the abdomen from firing of the enemy. He fired at one of them before collapsing. Colonel Vasant, without thinking of his own safety, got out from his cover and held his operator before he fell. Sudden direct exposure of the colonel gave a chance to terrorists to fire at him. Colonel was hit. Ignoring his injury, he fired back and killed one of the terrorists. In spite being injured, he kept on firing and continuously kept guiding his men, which resulted in taking down of the second terrorist. But now, the colonel had started bleeding profusely, but he was still making efforts from his last reserves of energy, thus firing and killing the third terrorist. Later going unconscious, Colonel slipped 20 meters down the slope. There was a dreaded silence in the troop of the 9th Maratha Light Infantry, watching their old man, their father figure, who cared for all of them, going down. In spite of direct exposure to the terrorists and without thinking of their safety, 2 men from the team went down and evacuated their fallen leader. Colonel had ensured that all 8 infiltrators were wiped out, even as he laid down his life for the nation. He was a true soldier who was dedicated to the country and his force. He was cremated with full military honors on 1st August 2007 in Bangalore. He was posthumously awarded the Ashok Chakra, the highest peacetime gallantry award equivalent to the Paramveer Chakra. Colonel Venugopal's biography, Forever 40, written by his wife Subhashini Vasant and Veena Prasad, was released on 10th July 2011 in Bangalore. Last but not the least, we would like to salute Subhashini ma'am, a true Veer Nari who started the Vasant Ratna Foundation of Arts for the welfare of other Veer Naris and their family. Thank you so much for your service towards the Army fraternity, ma'am. Jai Hind.